Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you how to create overlapping columns in Bricks Builder using the Bricks CSS Grid feature. This is what we're going to be creating. It's not just going to be the overlapping feature, we're going to go in to do the alternating feature also. So where you have each row automatically alternate as you add more containers or more section. I think ideally I want to be doing it with containers within the same section. For example, you have like why us, and then you're trying to list the reason. So this is definitely something that should be in one section, not different sections. So we're going to be using containers for the alternating. All right, so let's jump into Bricks. Of course, first thing is to add a section, and you have your container, and this container is going to be the grid container. So I'm just going to call it grid container. Then -- overlap. So that's going to be the container for overlapping grid. Then I'm going to add two blocks there, and when you add it using this method, it's going to automatically just set that that container to, you know, flex direction row, and it sets it on the ID. So you just take it off, and let's go back to the class, set display to grid, and for the grid template columns, what you want to use there is repeat, and then we want to repeat it 10 times, and then we want to use the min max, and then inside that min max we're going to have 0 minimum and 1 fraction maximum. So we have a 10 columns grid here. Now I want to do the same thing here, but I would advise not to do that yet. Okay, let's just remove that because it's going to get too long. Let's not do that yet. And so for this one, we want to have this is going to be the regular grid card. So I'm just going to say grid overlap card. So this is going to be the card that's going to overlap, and then this is going to be grid overlap background. Okay, so this is going to be the background where we're going to have the image. So for this card, what I want to start popping in stuff inside. So I'm going to add a heading, a text, and a button basically, and let's go over there. I'm just going to give it a row gap of 2 rem to spread this stuff out. And for this, I'm going to add an image. I'm going to drop that image there. I'm going to go ahead and select an image, right? Let's just do this. Okay. And that image, I want to set it to be 100%. So just give that image a class, grid overlap BG image. Okay. So I want that to be the background image. That class is what I want to use to style it. I want it to be a width of 100% and a height of 100%. Okay, so now we have everything we want there. Now to start, so what I'm going to do here is for this first one, we want this to take up to 5 columns out of the 10. So the grid column shows you where the grid starts and stops. So it starts at 1. Okay, so I want that to start at 1, and I want it to stop at 6. And then of course I forgot to add paddings here, so I'm just going to add 2 rem of padding all around. That seems small. Okay, let's make that 3.2. All right, now for this one, I want this one to start somewhere around let's say 3, and then I want it to stop at the last, so we make it -1. So -1 means the end. So right now you can see that they overlap, but they don't overlap. Okay, so this starts from here and ends here, this starts from here and ends here. Let me just quickly give this a background color. Okay, the card white, and then for the section I just want to make it a little bit of white so we can see it properly. All right, now the trick here is to cause this to overlap, we need to assign them the grid row. So for this, let me go back. If I put 1 here, nothing happens, and I put 1 here, you see they overlap, so they are taking equal grid row. But that's not what I want to do. For this first one, I want to give it a grid row of 2/10. Now, what does 2/10 means? It means it starts from 2 and ends at 10. But I also need to give this. This one is going to start at 1 and it's going to end at 11. Now 11 means the end. We have 10 columns, so 11 is the same as saying -1 means it ends at the very end. You see that -1 isn't exactly working, so if I put 11 it works. Okay, now the reason it's not working is because we haven't yet set grid template rows. So remember I said we should hold on first because it's going to make the whole thing long and it's going to be not very convenient to work with. So I'm going to take it back to -1, and then I'm going to go back here and then copy this and put here, and you can see that everything falls into place. So this first one, we want it to come all the way to the top, so I'm going to come here to layout and go to Z index and set that Z index to 1, so it's going to come on top. All right, so let's just go ahead and style that. I'm going to do that. Nope, that. All right, okay, so we just just align this. Now we have our overlapping section or overlapping columns. Now let me explain what is happening here. Now if I select this, you can see these grid lines. Now these grid template columns mean you want your grid to have 10 columns, and the grid template row says you want it to have 10 rows. Now when you go to this, the grid column means you want this to start at 1 and end at column 6. So if I come here, you can see that 1 start here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it starts at 1 and ends at 6. And then for the row, it starts at 2. You see this 1, 2. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it ends at 10. All right, and this second one, starts from 3. So the image starts from 3 and ends at -1. Now -1 is 11. It means the last one. Okay. The reason you use -1 is you don't always want to remember the last row. So -1 just means the end. Okay. So if I select this, you can see this grid marks. It starts from 1, 2, 3. So it starts from 3. So because you begin to count from the first one. So 1, 2, 3. Now normally you would think that it starts from 2, but it's 3. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 being the negative, the last one. And then of course the row starts from 1 all the way to -1, across. So there you have the overlapping columns. Now to make it alternate, I'm going to duplicate this. Okay. So I have 2 of them. Now in the section, I want to give that section a row gap of, let's say 80. And now to make it overlap, I'm going to select this. Now I have 2 of them now, and they share the same class. So I'm going to go into Style, Custom CSS, and then I'm going to write the CSS. Now this CSS, I want it to affect only up to, let's say, maybe this breakpoint. Okay, because from here we don't want it to overlap again. So it's going to be a minimum width of 479. Okay. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to write at media, then I'm going to put min width 479 pixel. And then whatever I want to write is going to be in there. And then I'm going to write root. Now root refers to this selector that we are on now, that class. So root, now we want this to happen to every even, every second child. So I'm just going to write root nth child even. And the first thing I'm going to target is the card. Now what was the class of that card? Was grid overlap card. I'm going to go back there, grid overlap. So for the alternating one, I want this to start from 6. Okay, I want it to start from 6 and end in -1. So I'm just going to say grid column start from 6 and end with -1. So it moves it all the way here. I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to copy that, and then I want to affect the background. Okay, this one, what was a class? Grid overlap background. And for this one, I want it to start from 1 and end at 9. So you can see it takes the equal amount of columns and equal amount of rows for each of them. So I'm just basically inverting it. Now you may wonder, okay, how will I know to write this? Okay, how will I know to write all this? Now let me save what I've done. I'm going to show you how you would know to write this. So I'm going to just cut this. Okay, and then now normally if you wouldn't know, to write this by heart, the grid columns. So what you would do is you come to this second one, and then you go to not the class but the ID, and then what you're going to do is to, now you see this one has 1 over, that's 6. Okay, now you come here and you want it to start from here. So where is here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's starting from 6 all the way to -1. Remember, the n is -1. So you're going to go in, okay, go there and say 6 over -1. And then for this second one, let's go back. You always want to go back to the container to see, you know, your grid. So this one, you want it to start from here and ends somewhere here, because just about the same, you know, just inverting it. So you're starting from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9. Okay, so you know it's 9. So you're starting from 1 and ending at 9. So we're going to select that and say we start from 1 over 9. So that is how you would know. Now, when you do that, you're going to save it. All right, so we're here at the front end. So what you're going to do is to whip up your inspection tool. And then what you're going to do is you want to take a look at this. So you select that, make sure it's the div that you're selecting. And you're going to see that. So you just copy that to that CSS. So you see that this is 1 over 9. Let's say you did not know and you just want to figure out, okay? And then for this one, you can see that this is, now you're looking at the one from the ID because this is the one from the class, remember? So you can see that this is 6 over 10. So you just right click, copy declaration, okay? And then go and paste in that settings for the even, you know, for the even child. And then also do the same thing right here, copy declaration, and then go and paste in the other setting. So that is how we had that. But of course, you want to make sure that you delete that from the ID, okay? Because you did that to get a settings. I'm just showing you, maybe you're a newbie, you have no idea of how you're going to get the values, you know, to write. So I'm going to go back to that custom CSS and I'm going to paste what we already had. So right now, so let me save this. Of course, we go back to the front end, everything still works. But the difference now is, now anytime you duplicate these columns, or sorry, anytime you duplicate this container, it is going to alternate. For every other container, there's going to be an alternating. Now let's go to the lower breakpoint. So I'm going to go here and then here. You can see that here we still have this weird behavior. Okay. Now let me select that image. That image was meant to be 100%. So let's go to the layout. Height was supposed to be 100%. For some reason we lost that. I'm not quite sure. So let's go to the beginning. You want to say that, okay, so I mistakenly put it in max width. So it's supposed to be height 100%. Okay. So when we get down here, of course it fills up, but we don't want it to overlap like this no more. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select that container, and for the grid template columns, I'm just going to write 1FR. I want it to be 1 frame. And then for here, I'm going to write 1FR. But we just still need to reset this. So for this, I want it to have to be 1 over 2. And then for this, we also want to reset it to 1 over 2. Okay. So yeah, let's go back to the front end and then we're going to check that out. So everything looks good here. And if we go responsive, you'll see that that works all the way till we get to that point. Okay, so we have these, and then when we get there, and it seems there's something wrong here, somewhere around here. So I mean, to fix that, you can quickly go back to here. Let's go back there and select this and make sure that you set this you know, explicitly to no wrap. Okay, yep, that, and that should fix it. All right, so that fixed it. Okay, so so yeah, that's all. I hope you learned something in this lesson. If you have any question, ask in the comment section. I'm gonna do my best to respond to it. Until next time, have a great day. Bye.